Ladies and gentlemen, a few things before we get into this video. The first thing is there's going to be no recap tonight of the Avs Golden Knights Game 3 because currently I'm packing all of my stuff up and I'm going to pack a bunch of stuff after the game in order to move to my new house and also back home for the summer as I'm moving into a new house for college. 2, make sure you subscribe. We're 25 away from 100 and couldn't be more excited. And, as well as leave a like on this video. Currently, we're in the intermission between periods 1 and 2 of Game 3. As always, all glory to God. I believe that you're watching this video for a reason. He's putting this video out there for you for a reason. And I just have to say, give your life to Jesus. It will be the best thing you ever do. It is the best thing I've ever done. It will make you so happy. It will make you it's one of the best things you can do. And with that being said, let's jump into this. And number 10, it's the man who's carried us for the first period. So the last 3 periods 2 and 3 in Game 2 and period 1 in this game. It's Philip Grubauer. He's been an absolute beast in the playoffs, showing why he's a Vezina finalist. Much improved from last year. Grubauer, getting older, and while we have Justus Annunen coming through the ranks, I could see him as our Grubauer for the next few seasons. He's been a stud, playing 40 games, 39 of them being starts. He came in for relief once, 30 wins, 9 losses, and 1 OT loss. He faced 993 shots, allowing 77 goals, and had a 195 goals against average and a 922 save percentage in the regular season. And to me, Grubauer is he's been a stud. He's standing on his head, and he's going to be the reason we get to and win the Stanley Cup. I'm having that confidence right here. At number 9, it's going to be Bowen Byram. A rookie from 2019. I liked what I saw from him in the 19 games he played. He didn't have any goals, but the passes and the defensive plays he was making is spectacular, and he's going to be something special for our team. The future deep partner for Cale Makar. In those 19 games, he scored no goals. He had 2 assists. One of them was a beauty to Rantanen. 2 points, obviously. He had 23 penalty minutes, and he was a 1 on the plus-minus. And Bowen Byram, he's not going to be a Cale Makar. He's still going to be a really good future defenseman for us. At number 8, we got Andre Burakovsky. We traded for him last season when he was with the Capitals, and we signed him to a 2-year deal. I was kind of hoping it was more of a 4-year deal, but I do understand with having to pay Cale Makar, Landeskog this offseason, and McKinnon in a few years. But yeah, he's been able to score. He's been a little bit cold this playoffs. I'm calling my shot. He's going to score a goal in Game 3 to help us get the dub in Vegas. Yeah, he played 53 games, scored 19 goals. He had 25 assists for 44 points, 10 penalty minutes, and was a 4 on the plus-minus. Andre Burakovsky has quickly grown to be one of my favorite players in the NHL. And, I'm hoping he can be an Avalanche for the rest of his career. At number 7, we got Jesperi Kotkaniemi. And Kotkaniemi has been one of my favorite players for a few seasons now. He played all 56 games this season. He scored 5 goals, 15 assists, 20 points, had 12 penalty minutes, and was a -1 on the plus-minus. And he scored the Game 6 overtime winner in round 1. But he was also a scratch in the first game of round 1, which I was questioning because I think Kotkaniemi is a very, very great player. Or not great, but a good player. And I think he is so fun to watch and one of my favorite players, my favorite player on the Canadiens. I think that he's fun to watch. Obviously, he had that boarding penalty in last year's playoffs against the Flyers. But I think he's going to be a great player. He's drafted 3rd overall in 2018, and I think that he's gonna rise the ranks pretty quickly as one of the better players. Maybe not McKinnon, Rantanen level of good, but I do think he can be a very solid top 6 goal scorer. At number 6, we've got Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. Played all 56 games, 24 goals, 33 assists for 57 points. He had 32 penalty minutes and was a 16 on the plus-minus. And, Aho, I've known about him for a few years now when he's with the Hurricanes, and I really, really like Sebastian Aho. Every time, last season when I went to see the Hurricanes play the Avs, I was always watching Aho because he was my favorite player on the Hurricanes, and he's just dynamic with the puck. He can score, and I love Sebastian Aho. I'd love to get a jersey of his, the alternate with the Hurricane flag, the black jersey. Guys know which one I'm talking about. I'd love to get a Sebastian Aho jersey of that. At number 5, we have Tyson Barrie, former member of the Avs, but member of the Oilers this season. He played all 56 games, scored 8 goals, 40 assists for 48 points. He had 10 penalty minutes and was a 4 in the plus-minus. And for Barrie, I just want to tell you a little story. So, all the way back in 2020, 15-ish, 2016-ish, when I was very young, or not very young, but I'm 20 now, so I was 15 at that time. I only really knew Matt Duchene, Tyson Barrie, Nathan MacKinnon, Landeskog, those guys. Mikko Rantanen just got drafted to us, but we traded Matt Duchene a couple years later, and I ended up switching to Tyson Barrie as my favorite player because I was kind of mad that Matt Duchene wanted out and we traded him. So Tyson Barrie became my favorite player, got his jersey, and he's just so fun to watch. And I used to sit up against the glass. I think he saw me, repping my Barrie jersey. And then we traded him for Nazem Kadri, which I'm okay with because we had just drafted Bowen Byram. We had Cale Makar, Ryan Graves. We had all these defensemen, and so I understood the move. And Tyson Barrie's still one of my favorite players. He's just dropped a little bit because, one player in particular has really risen up there, and I don't think he'll be dethroned ever as my favorite player. Because even, as generations pass, you have that one favorite player. Even though they don't play anymore, they're still your favorite player. I think my dad's favorite player might be Joe Sakic. Don't quote me on that because it could be wrong, but At number 4, we got the captain, Gabe Landeskog. Played in 54 games, missing 2, scored 20 goals, 32 assists, 52 points, had 34 penalty minutes, and was a 14 on the plus-minus. He's the perfect leader for this team. He leads by example. If you make a big hit on a star player, he's going to go after you. He's going to fight. He's not going to let you beat up on this team. He'll lead. And, I think he is the perfect captain for the Avs, and we got to sign him to a long-term deal at the end of this season. At number 3, we got the Moose, Mikko Rantanen. He's so dynamic. The second best player on the top line behind McKinnon, in my opinion. That one-timer is something special, just passing it over. That is his signature play right there. He's played 52 games, scored 30 goals, 36, 66 points, 34 penalty minutes, and 30 on the plus-minus. He led the scoring on the Avs this season, beating out Nathan MacKinnon. And, I think Rantanen is a dynamic goal scorer. He's had some opportunities. Some of them he couldn't capitalize. Some were his fault. Some weren't his fault. I'm actually currently rocking his jersey with the reverse retro. Rantanen, definitely my third favorite player. At number 2, we got the prodigy, Cale Makar. Played in 44 games, so he missed a lot of time, and he still scored 8 goals, 36 assists, 44 points, 12 penalty minutes, 17 on the plus-minus. He was huge, both on offense and defense. And, we have, obviously, Nathan MacKinnon as our franchise player, but we got Cale Makar as a franchise defenseman. So putting those two together for years to come, that's going to be a scary sight for the rest of the league. And, he's only a few seasons in. This is only his second full season. So Cale Makar, bro, you got to watch out for this kid. He's going to be something special. Got to sign him to a long-term contract at the end of the season. But he is something special. And at number 1, it's got to be Nathan MacKinnon. And like I said, I think he's going to be my favorite player for probably the rest of my life. He's just so dynamic with the puck. He's got the speed. He's got the strength, the physicality. He's got the shot. What can't this guy do? He is so talented. And, as my favorite player, I don't think he's going to be dethroned. even if he's traded, which I don't think is going to happen, I think he's going to be an Av for life. Even when this whole generation of Avs goes out and my kids, it's my kids' turn to watch the Avs, they'll have their favorite player probably of that current one. But I still think Nathan MacKinnon will be my favorite player. He's just, in 48 games, he scored 20 goals, 45 assists, 65 points. He had 37 penalty minutes and was to 22 on the plus minus. I mean, dang, Nathan MacKinnon go off. And what's even scarier is how he's performing in the postseason. An absolute beast. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'm getting back to the Avs game right now, and I will catch you guys in the future video when I'm finally moved back. And yeah, peace.